In this lesson, we're going to talk about order of operations, otherwise known as PEMDAS. I'm going to talk you through what exactly PEMDAS means. But if your parents are around, they probably would say, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," which that's a great phrase to remember these letters. But man, I wish these were around when I was young because PEMDAS is so much easier to remember. Let's look at the first one. P for PEMDAS is parentheses. The parentheses look like this right here. It's these little things that hug the numbers. Whenever you see anything getting hugged by parentheses, it's what you do first. So it doesn't matter anything else in the equation, you're going to solve that portion first. The second letter, went too far. Second letter is exponents. Exponents are these little tiny numbers in the sky. These have just started to get introduced to you as what they are. So you might see some of them pop up in problems, but that is the second part you do. So in this problem, we first start with the parentheses, and then our next step would be to go to the exponent. The next step is the M and the D. Now, I like to write PEMDAS where the M and the D are in on top of each other. So if we had rewritten PEMDAS, it would be the P, the E, and then I write the M and D on the same line, and I like to draw an arrow above them. I do this to help because when it comes to these, they're done at the same time, but we go from left to right. So if we look at this problem right here, you will notice that it actually has division first. So we're going to do the division first before the multiplication. In this one right here, we have our multiplication. So it doesn't matter which one you do first, whether it's division or multiplication, but you always start from the left side and go to the right side. And so that's a little bit tricky. The last one is the A for addition and the S for subtraction. Again, just like before, if we wrote the P for parentheses, the E for exponents, the M, D on the same line with the arrow, and then we get the A and the S on the same line with the arrow. The addition and subtraction follow the same rules that the multiplication and division follow. We complete them at the same time, but we move from left to right. So it completely depends on the order that they show up. If subtraction shows up first, then you would do subtraction first. If addition shows up first, then you would do addition. Let's try a few examples. When you get to a problem that has lots of different operations, one of the best strategies is to write the letter of what the symbol is. So this is an addition sign, so we're going to put an A above this. This is a division sign, so this one gets a D. And this one's an addition sign, so it gets an A. If we follow our PEMDAS, we first start with parentheses. In this problem, I don't have any parentheses. If it even helps you, sometimes drawing little parentheses around the P so you remember what it is, but we can cross that step out. We don't have it. Exponents are those little numbers in the air, and we don't have any of those. The next is our multiplication or division. And right here we see that we do have a division. So that is going to be our first step. We are going to divide the two numbers touching that symbol. This is in the middle of the problem, which is really hard for some people to understand that that's where you start. 21 divided by 3 is 7. What you do with the rest of the problem is you just keep it in the same order, but you bring it down. So my 13 is still here because I haven't used it. My addition sign is still here. And the end over here, this addition sign with this 2 are still here. So I actually have a new equation. Now, if we notice, I have an addition symbol and an addition symbol. Because they're the same symbols, I'm just going to go from left to right. So we then do 13 plus 7, which is 20. And we can carry down the remaining portion of our problem, plus 2. 20 plus 2 is 22. So our answer is 22. I really like to draw these arrows showing how I went from one step to another, keeping your work in lines. So that way your information stays organized and it stays in the correct order. Let's try another one. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to write my letters down. Pemdas. Right here, I have a division sign, D. Here's a subtraction sign. And now here's an addition sign, but hugging my addition sign is my parentheses. So the very first step says I got to do parentheses. So I am going to do what's inside the parentheses first. 2 plus 3 is 5. Again, bringing down the rest of the problem in the same order that it showed up. So we want to keep that 5 that we just solved at the end of the problem. Our parentheses are now gone. The next step, let's identify what we have. We have a division and we have a subtraction. We don't have any exponents. We don't have any multiplication, but we do have division. So we're going to do our division next. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And we're going to carry down the rest of our problem. Now there's only one step left to do. So we're going to solve our subtraction, which shows up at the bottom of PEMDAS. 5 minus 5 is 0. So our answer is 0. We're going to give one more a try. Let's do this one together, and then I'm going to give you a chance to do one on your own. PEMDAS. Here's a D. Oh, here we have a little number in the sky. Remember, that is an E for exponents. And then we have an M for multiplication. So we look, do we have any parentheses? Anything hugging the numbers? Nope. Exponents. Oh, we do have an exponent. Now remember, this little 2 actually means how many times I multiply the big number by itself. So this is really 8 times 8, which 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to bring the rest of my problem down in order by how it shows up. I just finished my exponent. I have a division sign and a multiplication sign. Now this is where a lot of people, if they had written PEMDAS in this order, would have done the multiplication next. But really what we need to remember is that multiplication and division are done from left to right, whichever one shows up first. So I don't like writing it this way. Now, our division shows up first, so we need to do the division first. 64 divided by 64 is 1. We're going to bring down the rest of our problem. And now we can solve it because we're down to two final numbers. 1 times 22 is 22. So our final answer is 22. On this last one, pause the video, give it a shot. See if you can come up with the right answer. Resume the video to find out if you're correct. Welcome back. I hope you started by writing down your steps. Until you're really good at these, that's a good habit. But I will tell you, parents get tripped up on these kind of problems all the time because they forget their order of operations. So maybe give them a try with some of these problems. See if they can come up with the right answer too. Make your own problem. Let's see if you came up with the right one. Here we have hugging some of our numbers, so that is our parenthesis. Then we have an addition symbol. We have a little number in the sky, exponent, and we have a subtraction symbol. Woo, look at all those letters. Well, the very first one that it says is parentheses. So I'm going to do my parentheses first. 15 minus 12 is 3. I'm going to then carry down the rest of my problem in order by how I see it. So my parentheses are gone. I still have my addition, I still have my exponent, and I still have my subtraction. So the next step is exponent. Now remember, 7 to the second power really means 7 times 7, which is 49. I'm then going to carry down the rest of my problem. I have addition and subtraction left. Remember, addition and subtraction fall on the same line here. So we're going to complete them from left to right. Our left side here is addition. So 49 plus 3 is 52. I will then carry down the rest of the problem. And then 52 minus 5 is 47. Hopefully, if you did all your order correctly, you should have gotten 47. Take some time. Practice some problems. IXL has some great lessons on order of operations. And there are plenty of worksheets out there. Good luck, and rewatch the video if you need to.